Ah, chat's active early. Love it. Love to see it. How's everyone doing? Multitasking, aren't we all? I mean, do what you gotta do, man. I'm not sweating it. I'm just doing a little bit of digging around right now. Moderate risk of severe weather on Monday. And it does look pretty dangerous. Today's been pretty busy too. 3 tornado reports currently from the SPC. Potentially more. Hi, Mia. Let me pause this. Got one warning still. Oh, I got this on here still. Let me take that off for the meantime. I think they're still live actually, so I might keep that on. Yep, PA Storm Trackers is indeed live right now. Let's go ahead and check out their feed then. We're very familiar with this area over here in Mexico over towards Texas. Channel has seen some pretty crazy tornadoes happen here. They got some beautiful structure right here too right now. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Hey, G bro. We have yet another Mesoscale event that has been pretty busy. 3 tornadoes so far, potentially could be a couple more before the night's out. Then, of course, we have to address the elephant in the room, which is Monday. Holy cow. Right. Get this rolling. Okay. Get that straightened out. Hang on a second, guys. Alright, there we go. We got their feet up now. Hey, what's up, Amputee? You doing alright? Just remind guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Worried about next week? Yeah, I see that Tuesday could be pretty active. Then there's Wednesday. Yeah, we'll be here for it. We'll be here for it though, so we'll keep you up to speed. I understand your concern though. That's partially why we're here tonight. I mean, we do have action tonight, but we are indeed going to be talking about next week because it is pretty busy. Monday in particular is crazy. It's been looking pretty crazy, but unfortunately, I haven't been able to make as much content on it as I would have liked to, for obvious reasons. Between the weather and work, I've been getting my butt kicked. I've been getting it handed to me today, like over these last few weeks. I think I remember that event in 2021 also. Or 2011. Okay, okay. I was about to say, I don't know if it entirely was a moderate risk by day 3, but it was a pretty big event. There was an event there that occurred in 2011. There was a tornado, I'm pretty sure. Memory's kind of fuzzy with that. But yeah, 2011, if you're saying 2011, then need I say anything else? Just that year. I think it was Ashby. I don't think anyone wants to see another high risk. Windier. Oh, okay. Yep. I don't think anyone wants to see another high risk. I think we've had more than enough high risk. We've had more than enough. I sure have. I'm just trying to make sure that I have enough energy to handle that live on Monday, because it could be a long, long, long stream. Well, we remember other high risks that none of us thought would occur, and they did verify. So, expect the unexpected. That's what we learn. That's what we've learned from that. Yep, April 2nd. Famous last words. Mid 70s, or the late 70s. I thought you meant mid 70s, like 74, 75-ish. Late 70s were pretty intense though too. The mid 90s, yeah, mid 90s were pretty active as well, so yeah. Yikes. Broyles made a great call. I don't know why you would say that. Broyles made an excellent call. Yeah, 90s tornadoes were something else, but I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of gray areas when it comes to that. Probably would be just about, I probably would say that the, who, Broyles? I didn't even know Broyles had a YouTube channel. No, we need Broyles to work Monday then. That's what you should be saying. We want Broyles to work Monday. We want Broyles working Monday. That's just little random videos. Leave the man alone and let him cook, man. That's what I gotta say. Let the man cook. Look at that lowering cloud base right there. These guys look like they're getting pretty close now. This is over towards Wink, Texas. I don't think they're on this storm that is tornado warned. But that is a beautiful cloud base, might I say. Yeah, people need to leave my boy Broyles alone, man. That's one of the few videos. That's one of the few tornadoes I actually made a video on. Was the Fargo F5 and 57. That was a fun one. Also featured contingents in that one. It's one of the few collabs that I've done on this channel. Hopefully we get to change that as time goes on. What? Oh, so you never saw the corn sweat video? But yeah, we had a little. Yeah, me and contingents kind of talked about how the corn sweat, how that event was caused partially by the corn sweat or the transpiration from the crops. No. I mean, it's not the greatest video in the world, but I mean, it's solid, I would say. It was a video that we were happy with. No, Mia, you're never collabing with me. I will kill that dream now. I'm killing the dream. Like the Undertaker. Rest in peace. Salt Lake City? Ooh. That sounds like it's gonna be a good one for you. I mean, that's towards your neck of the woods too, so you kind of have to. I would say what I have planned. I would say I have a little plan, but for another particular event, one that I actually experienced, but I can't spoil that. I need that one to. But I will be going all out for that one. I will say that much. But I can't. I need that one to kind of be a little bit of a surprise drop. But yeah, I want to try to go all out for that one, especially since not only was I involved with that storm, but I can get some tales from people that I was also around that day when it happened. Petersburg F4. What year did that happen? Because it sounds familiar. Let's see where PA is right now. I don't think they're on the tornado warning storm. It says they're in Wink, Texas, which should be. Yeah, it's a continuation of that last warning. Yep, they're on the north side of this storm here. This storm's outflow dominant. It's producing golf ball size hail, so they could get some pretty cool hailstones out of this. Potentially larger. They look like they're on the north side. Maybe no, I think they're still on the north side of the storm. 93. It's just before my time, like a year before my time, but why does it sound so familiar? I wonder if they got hit again after that. I don't know when exactly, but the name Petersburg sounds or the town name Petersburg sounds very familiar.
Oh.
No, I figured it wasn't as strong as the F4. There hasn't been too many stronger tornadoes since then that have been rated at 3 or above. Waverly and Appomattox. I think I've heard of Appomattox. Was it in the early 2000s? I think Appomattox did take a hit in the early 2000s. I do know about Virginia Beach, though. I did that when I was studying the Enzo for. I was studying the Enzo for this year and making comparisons to previous years. And it interests me what I saw particularly, and making some of the comparisons. I might be watching the Northeast a bit. Yeah, good to know, Total. Hope you're ready. We will be as well. There was no Hurricane Debbie this year. Hurricane season hasn't started. You mean last year? Yes. You're in a level 3. Checked it not long ago, in fact. Love, don't worry, the moderate's still pretty far to the north of you. Yeah, there hasn't been a single named storm this year, Mia. I had a feeling it was going to end up extending a little further to the south. I was like, and then also, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to actually ask you guys then. Just give me a second here. Yeah, moderates towards like Iowa. Moderates more towards Iowa, maybe over towards Wisconsin, Minnesota, that region. But yeah, you're not in the moderate. The tri point. I have to look at that again. I guess it is kind of a tri point. With a lot of it kind of favoring over towards like maybe east central and central Iowa. All right. So here's the voting poll, and here's some context for you. So, what I mean by the 25-mile rule means 20 within 25 miles of a given point. So, this is kind of almost erasing the line that you would see between the enhanced between like let's say the enhanced risk and the moderate risk, and it kind of stretches it out 25 miles within a particular point. Like, let's say you live in Salina, for example, in Salina, Kansas, or you live 25 miles away. Let's say that the enhanced risk line that you would see on the screen, we'll actually try to use this as an example here. So, like, let's say you're here. Let's say you're in Osage City, or actually, better example would be like Erie, Kansas. Erie, Kansas would be, I would say, pretty close to 25 miles within where this border of the enhanced risk is. So if you want to really get technical, they could be in the enhanced risk. They might not. But technically, they're not on this map. Do you go by that rule or do you not go by that rule? Because I've heard the answer vary amongst those of us in the weather community, and then I've heard plenty of us that don't go by that rule. Me personally, I don't. I think that line is there for a reason, and it's not. And that while yes, it would be variable, I don't know. Just odd. I don't really like the 25-mile rule for that. Now, if we were going by the, let's say the hazard outlook within 25 miles of a given point, that's a bit more reasonable. Or at least that would be my take on the matter. Like, let's say you had this 5% area here, and you were like right over towards Monument, I think is in that 5. I'm trying to find a. There's just not much over here in New Mexico. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to go to Texas and look at the 2. Now, like, let's say that you were over towards Grace Surge Hospital. I would consider them to have a chance of maybe having a tornado threat, even though they're outside of the 2, because we've seen that before. But like the overall outlook, I wouldn't go with that. That's just my take on it. There's no right or wrong answer with that. Just go by what you see fit. Whew, that hook is really something now. Let's go and look at the velocity on that real quick. Strong inflow, yes, but if we're actually looking at the rotation itself, it's not all that impressive. Incredible hook though. Like, there is a large area where we have a large area of inflow that we have there. We have a nice little open area for it to receive said inflow as well. Nice. So I'm looking at the weather model data here as well for tonight. That low level jet does kind of kick in a little bit later, and these storms aren't going to be stalled out quite like the last one. It's where, like, let's say yesterday, the day before. So, interesting. I have interesting thoughts in regards to this as well. I'm thinking that for the most part, the severe weather threat could linger into the evening, into the overnight, but it's kind of variable. There's only a handful of storms that are expected to last as of right now. So I don't know how long we'll be live for on this one. I know we're going to have to do the live discussion in the next little bit here. I mean, we gotta address the elephant in the room here with Monday. I mean, come on. At the very least, talk about Monday, if not the other days. Of course, when it comes to model data, you gotta give like maybe a couple hours extra of variance. So, there is that. Still have radar indicated rotation with this. I'm probably gonna keep. I'm probably gonna. I'm thinking I'll do the discussion probably at 9. Probably 9:05 actually. All right. Well, ping cord sucks. I can't get anything to work on here worth anything anymore. So looking at this voting poll here, it's pretty split here. Callbot probably gonna have to mess around with that beyond probably outside of this stream here. There's a whole bunch of stuff I'm trying to get fixed up. Might have a way to really change this layout as well going forward, which is something that we've been needing to do. Get it to look a little bit more organized without doing too much. But yeah, I'm gonna try to remember Carlbot. Or if you could post it in Discord and staff chat, whichever one, it doesn't really matter. If you could post that and then pin the message, I'm sure to be able to remember it. I think someone's knocking at the door. We'll be right back, guys. Alright, so I will be right back. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. So since I went away, it seems like we've gone to a 50-50 split here. We can, some of you guys go with the 25-mile rule and others don't. Me personally, I'm one of those that doesn't. But, I mean, more power to it if you do, but it just seems like it makes things a lot more confusing. You do? It just seems like a headache trying to do it that way. Like, imagine trying to draw an outlook for that. It's almost kind of meaningless at that point. Then you have to extend it on a 1 to 8 map there, or on an eighth of an inch map here. So that finite adjustment just seems like a huge headache, at least in my eyes. In that case, you do and you don't. That changed quickly. It's okay. I'm just picking at you. But I get it though. It's a nice little shear line, but hard to say what this is really trying to do here. This little lobe right here tells me that there might be some outflow on the back side, on the south side of this storm. I don't know if this will become a new meso or if the split's going to end up occurring. Kind of hard to say. Alright. So we'll go with 9:15 for when we start this discussion here. So I'm trying to get everything set up now while I'm at it. That knock on the door and delivery kind of screwed stuff up. Also, while I'm at it, I guess I better hit the share button too. I haven't looked on Twitter in a while either. Brandon Kopic has lost another windshield today. Rip. Wow, I'm looking at all the model data that's coming in now as we speak. That is insane. Okay, I think we're about ready. Nice overview of the radar here. We'll keep an eye on our tornado warned storm particularly. Does look like we're starting to get some issues with a little bit of, yeah, some rain cooled air at least, or new convection. Actually looks like a merger's occurring. That's interesting. That could, if that undercuts it, then that could be the end of it. Seems like there's some pretty heavy rain out ahead of where that inflow is. What could also happen is we could end up starting to get a meso replacement cycle, possibly. I mean, we are in an area where we're expecting low-level jet to increase as we get later into the evening as well. So this could go either way. I think this is really the only game in town, though, truthfully. Anything else has not really shown me anything impressive. Really cool storm motion on this storm that PA Storm Trackers is on. Still producing some pretty large hail here. Still maintaining the golf ball size with the warning. We have another one over here towards Fort Stockton that's kind of in the same boat. Neither of these have a tornado possible tag. It's only this storm with a tornado warning, and then these storms over towards New Mexico that show some potential for tornadic action, tornadic activity. Jaw hurts. Some pretty big hail with this other storm that's off to the south here, that's going to be just to the northeast of Fort Summer. Got hail up to about 2 inches possible with this. Yeah, it looks like we're just sticking with our one tornado warning storm here. Alright, let's get to it here. I've been just training a little bit, that's all. I'm trying to get used to being in the gym, maybe occasionally getting punched. I don't know. I guess I just haven't been resting all that well as of late. So that's really where the problem lies. Probably going to cut off PA Storm Tracker's feed for now. Okay. So here is the situation here. Nope. Too early. This is the situation here. We have 5 days in a row of severe weather ahead. At least slight risk or greater. This is probably the third time you see me without a hat. My hair is actually pretty long. I'm still trying to grow it though. Yeah, and I also just washed it not long ago, so I'm kind of letting it air dry. But yeah, I've done a couple of streams without the hat, a couple of videos, but they're usually few and far in between. I'm gonna pause you. Long hair is hard to manage, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had my hair all the way down to my shoulders about a couple years out of high school. I enjoyed it, but at the same time, the upkeep was just awful. And I also didn't know what the heck I was doing, so that made it kind of worse. But anyway, here is our severe weather situation for tonight. This is our area of interest. Slight risk. Slight chance of tornadoes. then here's our wind threat for tonight as well. And the hail threat, we still have the hatch risk in effect. I expect these storms to start to slow down over the course of the next couple of hours for sure. It could be a little bit earlier. The wild card is really going to be that low level jet that's going to be kicking in right about now, truthfully. Then, of course, we get to day 2. This is the precursor to the main event. What the heck? Thought I had my cities on there. I don't know. I didn't click on those, did I? But this is what we got for tomorrow. 2% tornado threat. That can always be upgraded to a 5 depending on any sort of uptrend on weather models and, of course, any sort of observed analysis. No hatch risk of any kind tomorrow, which is good news. Let's hope it stays that way. And then, of course, there's this. This is the elephant in the room. This is our moderate risk that we have for severe weather. This has been labeled as an event that has all hazards possible, including the threat of maybe even some strong tornadoes with this. We'll have to see how things kind of pan out throughout the day, because I think this could be a setup where we end up seeing a few supercells, but I also see a big time damaging wind event also starting to take shape here. But we'll have to see whether or not that pans out. There are a couple of fail parameters, I think, that go along with that tornado threat, which we'll get into a little bit later. Obviously, since we're not in day 2 range, obviously, we can't get a look at the particulars with hazard types, but I think the main threat may very well be damaging winds along with tornadoes. Cedar Rapids is in that moderate risk, by the way. So, and of course, areas off to the east as well. So definitely want to keep them on alert. Tell them to tune in here if they so please as well, of course. It's a shameless plug. But anyway, though, severe weather threat even stretches all the way down into Texas here as well. So very large area of concern for tomorrow, and a very dense populace as a whole here. We have about 30 million people. We have about 30 million people total that could be potentially affected by the severe weather on Monday. Then we get into Tuesday. We have our day 4 risk here. It's crazy how many people are in this area. It's 58 million already. I do think this area will be trimmed a bit, especially for those northern areas. I think it's variable. I still wouldn't be surprised to see all the way up towards Ohio and maybe even all the way up to Pittsburgh being a point of interest as well. Going forward to day 5, we do have another area of interest over here. I think this is going to mostly be an isolated mesoscale event, but keep in mind we've had some pretty crazy mesoscale events within this past week, so still need to be watchful here. Population of about almost 8 million people potentially being impacted by severe weather. So a lot to keep track of here. Once we get towards the days 6 through 8, we're still dealing with the predictability to low tag, so not out of the woods yet by any stretch. Very busy times look like they're ahead here. So this is what we're looking like getting into tonight here. Basically, this is a mesoscale setup. A lot of this is going to be more towards the shortwave air regions and a little bit lower, so 700 millibars and lower. So you're not going to see a whole lot of anything too incredible tonight. But with this trough being in closer proximity, any of these areas off to the west of New Mexico in particular are going to see some high winds tonight. This is going to clear out pretty quickly though. So we get into the following day here. That's where we start to see the early signs of that little ski jump taking shape over here off the western high plains. So this is where we have the chance of seeing a little bit of action here. Forcing is very subtle, so I'm not expecting a lot of coverage tomorrow with severe storms. I think they're going to be kind of few and far in between, but where we can get them going, I think parameters will be sufficient enough to support some severe weather, at least from the kinematic perspective. So looking at this 700 here, a little bit clearer signal in regards to those short waves here. This is right, of course, along the New Mexico-Texas line here, and that's pretty much where it's going to end up staying for most of the night. Areas a little further off towards the east, I think the threat is pretty much over for tonight. And then, of course, we get into the day tomorrow. This is our shortwave starting to pop off over here. I think it'll be right about this time tomorrow where we would have our chances for severe weather. Like I said, I'm thinking for the most part, the main threat is going to be wind and hail. This is going to be a big determining factor as to what we could see as far as tornado threat tomorrow. Do have a little pocket of low level jet here. It's going to kind of be few and far in between. If that storm that we've been looking at now still has a decent environment out ahead of it, it could sustain itself, but the tornado threat as a whole is really going to start to drop off over the course of the next hour or two, because low level jet is not abundant in this case. Then getting into tomorrow, the storm's positioning is really going to be key here. It's kind of on the edge of where the low level jet is going to end up being. So it could be hit or miss as to whether or not we get a few tornadoes here. Overall, the motion I would expect to kind of be maybe off to the north, maybe north-northeast, based off what I'm seeing off the wind barbs here. But the flow is very good, so we could get some solid directional shear. The real question at this point kind of boils down a little bit more towards the thermodynamic side of things. Looking at the dew points, of course, we already know we have decent parameters for tonight. As we head into tomorrow, that seems like it could be a fail parameter as well. We're right up against that dry line, so it could make things a little bit challenging here, but if we can get one to fire off in the right spot, that's going to be all it really takes here. If we were to go ahead and take a look at instability, this is what I think is also another mark that could be for or against it. And it looks like we have just enough of what we would need here. I think instability might be a little further off towards the east. If we can get some initiation a little bit further towards this region here, I'm thinking there could be something then. Because take a look at this. Wind profile is going to be really good over this region for the most part, especially as we get towards OOZ and beyond where that low level jet kicks in. It's not the greatest parameters, but if we were to go ahead and go a couple more scans here, see how the moisture is at about 59 at the surface. We have the surface temperature at 71. If those were closer, which of course, as we've seen, that can always happen at the last minute, might have something here. Outside of that, though, this really has the look of a solid hail parameter or hail sounding. Cloud bases look elevated with this based off everything I'm seeing here too. But if this can root, however, it is still sufficient enough to produce a tornado. I wouldn't expect anything too crazy out of this, but you never know. You don't want to let your guard down. I think that's what we're trying to really drive home here. All right, so now that we've looked at that, let's go ahead and take a look at the radar. This is what it could look like tomorrow. As you can see, as we get later into the evening, tornado threat drops off, or later into the overnight hours for tonight, drops off. Get into the early afternoon and evening hours where we start to get our initiation. Forcing is, of course, the big issue here. As you can see, we don't get great storm coverage. By the time we do, it's very messy looking, very unorganized. A lot of storms are actually kind of firing off more towards the north now. If we could get this southern mode to go, then I feel better about the tornado chance. We'll have to see how things progress throughout the overnight and morning hours in regards to weather models to kind of get a real good draw as to what we could expect. But as of right now, not a whole lot to really talk about there for Sunday. Let's get into Monday now. So here's our trough. This is our troublemaker, of course. Here is a look at that trough really starting to take shape as we get into Monday afternoon here. Things really start to ramp up by the time we get towards early afternoon, mid-afternoon. And it's around this time frame where I would probably be able to go live. We'll see if that ends up panning out or not. But right around what I think you called it the tri-point Torex. That's where I'm looking right now, just based off of the positioning of this trough here. Still has it as a positive tilt here, which is interesting. Tale of two models here is going to probably be reigning supreme here. Euro kind of leans a little bit more towards maybe a neutral tilt here. Forcing isn't all that strong with really either one of these. Yeah, so I think this is an environment where we could easily see some supercells. Just a continuation of the warning, I see. Ooh, don't want to do that. Come on now. Work with me here. Here is our shortwave. And it could fire. Wow, it could really fire as early as about maybe 1 p.m. on Monday. And kind of hold out for a while. This could last into the overnight here based off what I'm seeing on model data. I think the Euro is going to definitely have the stronger short waves out of the two. Well, no, they're about the same. As we get later into the evening, the Euro definitely looks a little more aggressive. Because I don't see anywhere near the same kind of contours that the Euro has per se on GFS. Let's go 850. There's our low level jet. GFS not looking quite as impressive with it. I don't even want to look at the Euro, honestly, because I already know that it's going to look a lot crazier. Yeah, the Euro's low-level jet does look pretty crazy at this point. I think at this point now we can start to even look at some of the wrap, maybe even now. I'm not entirely sure, but I think we're like right on the edge of that range, I would say. No, we're not actually. Daggone it. Okay. Let's go to dew points here. With the Euro being the more impressive setup, we're going to just kind of go from there, and then we're also going to take a look at Monday and Tuesday through it for right now. Or Tuesday and Wednesday, I should say. Wow, look at that moisture nose. Goes all the way up into the Great Lakes and is kind of like flirting with that the U.S.-Canadian border. And it even preserves itself to go along perfectly with that severe weather threat on Tuesday and Wednesday, which is pretty crazy. and even preserves itself even further beyond that point. So plenty of Gulf moisture to go around, folks. Look at our mixed layer cape. Wow, there's plenty of instability over towards this region. Let's look right here. Wow, that was immediate. That's really not good. I'm laughing because I'm like, crap, this takes me back to not long ago. Yeah, these soundings look pretty intense here. Very good lapse rates, by the way. Well above the 7, which is that threshold for more significant weather. 2,500 on the surface cape, 2,300 mixed layer. Shear is really good at the low levels. Upper level shear isn't all that great. So these might not be long trackers, but they're still pretty intense nonetheless. Maybe a little bit of surface inhibition, but I don't think it would be enough. And it's not even surface inhibition, it's really towards that 1 to 2 kilometer range. Outside of that, though, not a whole lot. Any more moisture kind of pumps in, which really it should. Like, do I even dare? Yep, that looks a lot better. Yep, well, that says everything that I need to know. That shows it all. Let's go another scan. Should downgrade. Yep, it does. So we have a pretty extensive window here. But yeah, I showed you a challenge where I did answer the questions as to what could be a limiting factor. Moisture could be, but I don't think it would be enough. So cap just overall just kind of gives out after about 21. And it's a narrow window. With the forcing being weak, yeah, this has definitely got the look of a supercell event. Euro's definitely painting a pretty aggressive picture here at this point. Alright. Okay, let's go ahead and look at precip type, and then we'll go on to Tuesday and Wednesday now. So here's a line of storms, and then I do think prefrontal cells are going to be out ahead of it. Eventually it does paint that picture where we do start to see it break down, especially as we go further towards like Wisconsin, central Wisconsin particularly. And after that point, here you go, amputee, right over towards your area. This becomes your point of interest. Mainly expect the threat of damaging winds for Tuesday, and then Wednesday is just kind of scattered showers, and then areas further off towards the south might get more damaging winds based off the linear look I'm getting here. And then that pretty much will do it. Hello, repost. Yeah, the southern threat isn't that bad. Oh, I don't know why that popped up on there. Forgot that I had that. I was trying to get a look at storm reports. Doing too much multitasking. Yeah, I saw you too. I saw you too, and I am sorry, by the way, guys. It just lets you know how tired I am, because I normally don't make that mistake. There we go. Okay, so I guess now what should we do? Still got a tornado warned storm here. Hey, what's up, ATR? Yeah, I'm thinking 15% SIG for right now. 15% SIG for tornadoes, maybe a 30 to 45% SIG for wind, 30% SIG for hail. Or maybe it's just, or maybe it would just be a 10 or 15, I would say. Or no, it probably will be 30. I actually would say 30 to 45. Yeah. If only I had the energy to stay up that late. Yeah, it's going to be a little busy over there. As far as you're concerned for severe weather, though, Houston areas further off to the north isn't going to be too bad unless you're getting closer towards maybe the Dallas area. And even then, it seems like it could be variable. You'll go to bed at 1 and wake up at 6. Well, in all fairness, I'll probably be up around that time. But yeah, Houston's in the good tonight. Tomorrow, same thing. Monday, same thing. Yeah, Houston shouldn't be a big issue for a while. It seems like the storm track seems to want to go a little bit further off towards the north. Most significant weather really being way further off to your north. Because yeah, this right here, if I could get this off here, there we go. But yeah, as far as Houston's concerned, we're good. Still dealing with radar indicated tornadoes here. The hail size is actually starting to drop off, so it's kind of going along perfectly with what I was mentioning before. These storms have a limited window here. So I'm wondering what we should do next here. The max amount of hail that I've seen on warnings in recent time has still been about 2 inches. That warning, however, I think it is about to expire, though. Maybe it isn't. No, it's not. It's 32 minutes before that expires. Our tornado warnings, we have 17 minutes for those. And then our severe thunderstorm warnings down here. They're still maintaining the golf ball sized hail tag. Oh no, this one went to 2. You're not creative. What do you mean? You make tornado documentaries. You can be creative. You just don't realize it. It's still holding on to that hook, but I do think this is going outflow dominant, slowly but surely. I think some of that mountain and just that tiny little bit of bulk shear at 0 to 1 is keeping it in the game. Oh, not with weather or other nerd topics. It's alright. You'll come to find it in time, man. I need to have a drink real quick. Sorry. Explore Tornado Archive. What are you trying to come up with a name for your videos that you're coming up with, or maybe your little series or something? Maybe a little series of tornado docs. Don't rush that. Just think of a few names every once in a while and then kind of rest up a little bit. Kind of step away from it for a moment and then come back to it. And there's a lot of those that I don't really know about. Yeah, there you go, ATR. You can always use AI if you really want to. Me personally, I don't use it much, but I probably could use it more, truthfully. But then again, creativity is somewhat my issue. Fatigue is more of it. Ooh. The car fire tornado. Yeah, I think you should totally make your own version. I think that would be sick, actually. Well, I'll tell you guys, I'm probably gonna hang out till about maybe 10:30, and then we'll probably call this one a stream. Obviously, we got to save our energy for Monday in particular. We'll be on standby for Sunday. Plan will probably be to make a regular video. Also, anyone that's a member on here, we'll get some extra content tomorrow as well. Now, Vancouver, I know about. I think I know about the Arizona outbreak, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure Arizona was fairly recent. I might be wrong. Like within the last 20 years recent. You already did Windsor. Oh, it was. Okay. I thought so. Okay, so there you have it. I'm interested in that mountainous EF4 that occurred out west. Yeah, PA is just on the hail run now. The Teton? Yeah. One thing I can remind you of, Torex, is, well, with some of the stuff that I'm trying to do on the side, like whether it's for members or just really any other projects, a lot of influences come from weird things. Like, I've said it before on here that I love playing zombies, like Call of Duty zombies. Like, there have been a few titles that I've come up with on this channel that have been inspired by zombies. So, yeah. Just be open to drawing influence from anywhere. That's what I'll say. With this storm being a hailer, I'm really surprised that I'm not seeing more lightning out of this. Do I play 7 Days to Die? I do not. I barely even have time to play video games nowadays. Sadly. Between work and this, it's been tough. A good title for that probably will be something like when an F4 forms where you would never expect it. Yes. I have it still. I do have Black Ops 3. I still have Black Ops 2 actually. I mean, I play, but it's very few and far between. I may get to play maybe a couple times, at best maybe a couple times out of the week. Outside of that, forget it. Do I play on PC? Unfortunately, I don't play too much on here. Considering all the wear and tear that the streaming does on this computer, I'm very conservative with my gaming on here. Outside of Felicity and Twisted, which I don't think really helps, I don't really play anything on this PC. I need to definitely upgrade if I'm gonna do that. Hardest part of a zombie apocalypse. I don't know how I'd feel. I don't know how I'd react. I don't think I'd really be excited. I don't know if I don't know how scared I would be. I'd probably be pretty scared, but I'd probably just try to numb every emotion that I can think of at that point and just do what has to be done. That's actually a solid doc. I'd say that that's a solid doc title. Still maintaining that threat for 2-inch hail. This has a notch on it now. I think the if there's any potential wind shear, it's elevated. Oh yeah, yeah, I could see that. Well, one thing about today's games, a lot of them are cross-platform and cross-gen as well. So if you did buy Black Ops 6, I play maybe every once in a while whenever I'm not covering the weather or working. Like, shoot, I don't know when this next severe weather stretch is gonna end, but whenever it does, I still kind of want to try to beat the rest of the maps on Black Ops 6, like the zombie Easter eggs. I've only beaten one, and they have 5 that are out now. So Yeah. Definitely pretty far behind. I want to at least try to beat all the maps before Black Ops 7 comes out. But the weather keeps going at the rate that it's going now. I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, you got to handle. I mean, if you're handling your business, then I mean, you do what you got to do. It's not always fun, adulting, but it is what it is. I probably will have a better chance once the off season for my primary job gets going starts, which will probably be at the end of June. From the looks of it, it could get extended a little bit into July, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I definitely want to try to do a couple of gaming streams, maybe for members, but you know. Yeah, the old NASCAR games. I have a few of them. I remember the old NASCAR Heat games. I don't hate the new NASCAR games, but definitely for what you pay for nowadays, it's the quality is not the same. I do like the fact that they go into such intricate detail with setting up the cars. They kind of make you have to set them up so you get a good idea of what exactly a crew chief or a car chief is going through. But you know, that has its pros and cons. But yeah, I don't hate the NASCAR games. I just think for what we get compared to what we had, they cost a little too much. But then again, with the updating graphics, I mean, there's yada yada, all that hoopla and whatnot, yada yada yada. It's like, we're just kind of stuck. All right, Torex. Yeah, I hope you get a summertime job. Help you stack your bread up so that way you can start making more moves with your own channel as well. Yeah, I'll probably try to get me something some part-time stuff going on during the off season with my job. So that way once we get back into season, which will probably be like late August, I can I can just keep rolling, not have to be stressed out about anything. So once I get this car under control, I do want to have an opportunity to maybe even chase like a couple low end events, maybe a wind event or something. Because peak season is probably already gone for me. Yes, of course. I don't know how soon I'd be live. I mean, it really depends on my work day, which just that itself is a world of unknowns. I should be fine unless either the truck breaks down, one of the aerators break down, or if I get a just ridiculous route from my boss, which has been happening a lot lately. Or if one of my coworkers doesn't show up, which it's rare, thankfully, but just a whole lot of stuff that can go wrong with that. So I'm going to try my best to be attentive, live and attentive that day, but I can't guarantee that it'll be right when the first storm fires, which is really what I would prefer. No, I am actually a landscaper ATR. 2 more weeks of classes. You're staying busy, Tim. Staying busy. In all fairness, I am too. But teaching classes regularly. You must really enjoy that, because I don't know. I don't mind it, but I'm not in love with it. Yeah, the landscaping work I do is slightly different. I do aeration. I strictly do aeration for right now. But I've done the whole maintenance thing where you're cutting the grass, cutting the whole subdivisions. I've done all that before. Not fun during the middle of summer, but I kind of like being outside too, so, it is what it is. It's just one of those things. Ah, wow. That is rough. Make no plans for next week. How did she take that news? Oh, tornado warning now expired. I don't know if it'll be reissued or not. It seems like that storm has become completely outflow dominant. A lot of rain cold air is kind of taking the place of where that inflow notch is, or it has been. There's still rotation there though, so I don't know yet. Let's not write this off too quickly. But at the same time, this scan is about 2 minutes old. Still, I'd still say it looks pretty good though. I mean, I don't know if we're looking at Lubbock now for this one or not, but both of these show a solid couplet on here. There's a chance that they could reissue it, but your guess is as good as mine at this point, I would say. You have to ask Isaiah about that because he always talks about it. Contingents. I don't know why. Like, apparently, the rule is that within 25 miles of a given point, severe weather could be possible. Let me pull it up on the screen here. All right, let me do this right here. Okay, so make sure you follow me on this, contingents. So, this right here. This right here. Within 25 miles of a given point. So let's say that you were over here towards Peoria, and let's say it was within 25 miles of this little borderline between, well, the moderate risk and the slight risk. Do you apply that? So let's say you were 25 miles outside of the enhanced risk, but you're in the slight risk. Do you consider yourself in the enhanced risk or within the slight risk? It's a weird, trick question, But I hear that some people actually follow it. So I'm like, you know what? Linda, Linda, listen. Here, this right here. Probability of severe weather within 25 miles of a given point. So, again, let's say this right here would be the normal cutoff point, not including the rule. You're in the enhanced risk, but let's say you're 25 miles away from this. I wish I could do the thing. I could do a thing with weather-wise in a way to kind of like measure out the distance of something like this right here, right? So let's say, okay, good example. Okay, you understand the concept. So then, do you follow the rule? Because it's really not a rule, but some people call it a rule. Do you go by the rule? Do you not go by the rule? If you don't, because I don't, because I think the rule is honestly a bunch of crap. You consider more than just 25. Okay. Fair, fair, fair. But me personally, I don't like the 25-mile rule for your probabilities because then at that point I feel like you may as well just draw a whole new map. That's just my thoughts on the matter. Nothing happened, Mia. What are you on? What are you talking about? Nothing happened. We're just talking. Because the tornado warning actually expired. For now. They're probably going to reissue it, though. If they don't, then honestly, I'm not complaining. Yeah, maybe it is going out flow dominant after all. Where is it? Where was it? You always say you're confused. I'm just kidding. It's almost got a little donut hole there. Let's see. No, nothing there. I always get paranoid when I see that donut hole, just in case, because I've seen plenty of stuff happen whenever this occurs. Whenever this occurs, I've seen plenty of events, especially back in the mid 2000s. We had quite a few storms that had that donut hole feature. So am I. I will not give you a break. You will suffer. You will suffer eternally. Ooh, ha 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 ha. I don't know if it is. I mean, it wants to. It seems like it's trying to do something still, but I think we're losing the rotation. This had a tornado warning on it earlier, and it actually looked pretty decent, but now, it's just kind of looking sloppy. Couplet's still there, so it's leaving me suspicious, but it seems like it's more of a tease than anything else. This almost seems like a troll question now. I kind of wish I didn't do it. Me personally, I'm like, it just makes people. I feel like going by that 25-mile rule, like Isaiah talks about, it makes people have to think too much. I mean, the way I see it, if you're in a risk area, you still need to pay attention, even if it doesn't matter if it's marginal, slight, or beyond. You should just be watchful, because you'll mess around and be like, okay, this is a marginal. I'm not gonna pay attention to it. Then all of a sudden you get hit. You get clipped by something, and then you're screwed up after that. Because we've seen plenty of marginal risk overperform, and then we've seen plenty of moderate and even high risk, dare I say, bust or pause or underperformer just not verify at all. So either way, I mean, someone don't clip that. Don't listen to contingents. How about that? Don't listen to. I order you not to listen. Nah, it just doesn't. It either overperforms when you complain too much, or it doesn't do anything when you complain too much, Mia. It doesn't do stuff based off of how much you complain. This does look like it's kind of shearing itself out a little bit. It seems like an inflow is still kind of strong though. Yep, there's an inflow notch again. So I mean, well, Mother Nature's taking enough orders from me to know this one thing: you will get nothing. I steal your storms. The storms just like me more. And I don't even know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Storms don't like you because they don't feel like they're good enough around you. They feel upset. Saying, "Oh, that storm was weak. It didn't drop enough rain to knock out my pollen allergy." Well, geez, I'm trying. You can go ahead and clip that if you want, contingents. That's fake news. Okay, we can ask everyone on Discord if you want. Okay, I'm doing too much. I'm doing a little bit too much. But you make this so easy to do that. The one time I actually give the times that I actually guys actually like give you guys something clippable, that's when you don't clip it. It's only when I really botch up something really bad, not trying to be silly. Is whenever you guys want to do that. You guys are bullies, man. I'm gonna give this till 10:30. I'm gonna give this till 30 past the hour. If it doesn't do it, I'm going. You guys suck, man. Y'all are bullies. No, I don't bully you. You said your friend is far meaner than I am. Now, I can challenge that if you'd like. I can be mean. I often choose not to be. But if that's what you want, I can do that too now. Yelled at? Wait, what? When have I yelled at you? Name one time I have yelled at you. I've actually yelled at you. I'll say, who are you gonna whoop? You couldn't even catch me in order to even whoop me to begin with. No, there you go. See, there you go. Thank you very much, contingents. Thank you. I'm like, what? I was like, wait a minute, what? What have I yelled at you? What did I do? Hold on. Oh, well, looks like PA Storm Tracks is ending their stream for the night. Got some good hail at the very least from them. Shout out to those guys. Definitely give those guys a sub if you haven't already. I'm gonna post their link in the chat, by the way. Always appreciate them allowing us to show their feed on the channel. Yeah, if you guys want to follow them, just click that link. It's pinned. It'll take you right to their channel to sub to them. Hail balls. That's what you're going to call them? Hail balls? Yeah, it's punching above its weight class, but no tornado warning. It seems like a shear. It seems like it's doing a shear line now, but this thing is so confusing. This area has always been confusing to me at times because of those mountains. Definitely made me better in time with the weather as this region. I mean, when I tell you, there's not even a tornado possible tag with this, which is also what's confusing to me. There's a decent there's a pretty solid couplet that's been there for a while. It's been, like you said, contingents punching above its weight class, but would it be? It's going towards where? This way. Yeah, it'd still be it'd still be cyclonic. I'm just trying to understand the reasoning as to why they aren't. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think this is starting to come apart now. Nah, this is actually dying. This is dying. This storm is indeed dying. Or at least on this scan, it looks like it's dying. It had a nice little look on velocity there, but I think this thing actually is dying. Well, I guess we'll be ending this in about 10 minutes then. Because this isn't looking anywhere near as good as it did about maybe 30-40 minutes ago. Yeah, this was holding up pretty good for a bit now, but it's going away, and it's going away pretty quick, I have to say. go. Let's try and go 30 scans on this. Really get a good look at what it once was like. It doesn't really look remarkably different on. This one has me slightly confused, I can't lie. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm so confused. Lubbock's radar isn't looking great. Let's try this one. Maybe it's in a radar hole and no, and that's why they haven't done anything with it. Yeah, my head's. Yeah, this is making me scratch my head. I don't know. Wow, this next scan, it looks like slop. Now it's really starting to look like slop. I don't know. Only thing I do know is that this is about to cross US 380 here, and probably, if not go directly through Tatum, it'll go north of it. This thing's giving me fits though. I'm like, sir, could you please make up your mind? Hello, Torex. But I'm like, sir, could you please make up your mind and tell me what you are looking to accomplish, please? And thank you. Otherwise, have a good night. Not the only one, but there aren't many of them. There's like probably 5 towns in eastern parts of New Mexico. There's Tatum, there's Clovis, Roswell, Lovington, maybe a few others. Check Tilt 2. How do I even do? Oh, okay, there we go. I was about. Wait. Contingents? uh. What is Tilt 2? I don't think. I don't think we're on Radar Omega anymore. What? I'm gonna try 1.3 to 1.5 because I'm like, I'm like, wait, what is Tilt 2? I didn't pay enough attention to this. I didn't pay enough attention. Oh, that was funny. Now, if you don't clip that, then you guys really are trying to bully me. That one was actually kind of funny. Just like, check Tilt 2. Wait. I don't have a Tilt 2. I just have degrees here, and I don't know what any of it. I don't know what as if I would ever cry on camera. As if I would ever cry on camera. Come on now, Mia. This looks sheared out. Okay, there we go. That looks a little better. Yeah, I'd say that's reasonable. Don't see anything on CC. Then again, you can't really expect to. Now it looks bad on reflectivity. Man, come on. Can you please make your mind up? You wished I would cry. Which is really messed up. How do I decide on the tilt to use? I don't really change the tilt much, to be honest. But usually you would want to look at the lowest tilt possible because you want to see what's going on at the surface. The higher up into the atmosphere you look, of course, you're going to see more stuff, especially when it comes to tornadoes. Because rotation starts from the. Yeah, contingents pretty much said it there. Yeah, usually default is the lowest tilt, but sometimes, like towards this region, for example, it's a little bit more mountainous, so there is some changes in elevation. So there are times where that base tilt isn't always all that great. So we can tilt that radar to get a better picture, and then, of course, as contingent said there too, higher tilts can help determine if rotation is strengthening or weakening aloft. Usually, more often than not, though, the base tilt is sufficient, but mountainous terrain can make things a little bit more challenging. For example, if I was to try to look at the low-level jet towards this region, if I was making a forecast, it actually wouldn't work because of the mountains. The mountains would be causing interference, so I would actually have to use the 700 millibar reference and then try to combine that with the surface wind plot, moisture plot. I have to do a bunch of different stuff. Yeah, it looks better now. Is it gonna get a warning? Is it gonna get it? Yeah, normally sticking with base is fine, but if you're looking at an area that has mountainous terrain, sometimes maybe looking like a couple tilts up is it wouldn't hurt anything, I'll say that much. One thing about it though, and this is what made me sound kind of ridiculous just now, is the fact that I'm not used to looking at it in the degree format on here. So when I saw this, instead of tilt 1, tilt 2, tilt 3, I was like, what's going on here? I feel very stupid right now. I feel very, very stupid and clueless, and I do not like it. So I only looked at tilt 1, I never looked at the elevation in degrees. I didn't pay attention in math class. But yeah, when I was using Radar Omega previously. Why? Why, Torex? Why would I say that? So tilt 3 is 1.3? No, Torex, I'm not going to say that. I will refuse. This storm has often had good inflow, though. When it did have a tornado warning, the inflow was ridiculous. Kind of reminds me of those storms that we were looking at last year. But I think that happened in like June. It's kind of weird to see this happening already in late April. Yeah, I don't know. Whose jurisdiction would this still be? Would it be Be like, yeah, it would. I'm kind of scratching my head as to why this wouldn't be warned, or if it, or better yet, the other question to ask is, where's the tornado possible tag? Like, at the very least, give me that. Um, hello, please. Can we at least get a tour possible tag out of this? That's my question. Like, come on, guys. No, it can't be Albuquerque. It would be like Clovis, I guess. Or is that even a I don't even know anymore. This is making my head hurt. I don't understand what's going on here. There's got to be something that oh, okay, it's Lubbock. Yeah, I guess it would be. It is a little bit closer to Lubbock. But I don't know, man. I don't know anymore. Pause. This is driving me nuts, dude. Why? Why? Why are they not going with the tornado warning here? Or even tornado possible? There's got to be something going on that they know about and we don't. Because you can't tell me with the how which yeah, I can't even speak right now just thinking about this. But you can't tell me that these guys with as much experience as they have here that they're there's got to be something to this. It's got to be. Well, according to Lubbock, this doesn't look all that. Well, according to Lubbock's radar here, it doesn't look that great at the base. If you go to like tilt 2, however, though, it does look better. I don't know. I'm trying everything I can to rationalize and understand why, but I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Maybe because they're further away from the radar, they're out of range, or I don't even know anymore, dude. I really don't. Does this have... Okay, there we go. They finally went with the tour possible tag. Maybe they're not getting updates, or maybe they're not getting up. I don't know. You know what? I'm honestly done asking questions about this. Because the more I try to rationalize it, the bigger headache that I give myself. Because I keep changing tilts on this and trying to gain some kind of understanding. See, that's the thing. Maybe okay, mine's 3 minutes old, so I should be getting an update soon.
I don't know, man. I don't even know.
On reflectivity, it still looks good. Man, this thing halfway makes me want to rage right now because I'm just like, what are we doing here? I'm gonna try to look at storm relative velocity. Okay, that that didn't help at all. Is it starting? It seems like it's trying to fill in, or maybe I'm just going crazy. Uh, this is driving me nuts, man. This is legitimately just driving me nuts. I sometimes hate looking at this area. Maybe they don't want false alarm for Tatum, but what happens if it goes unwarned and it just hits them? It just decides, you know what? Screw this town. That's probably contamination. So I mean, it's a tough spot to be in, but I don't know. Part of me thinks it would be better to err on the side of caution. So I mean, if chasers are saying like, "Hey, this looks pretty suspicious," and these guys are like pretty well known on YouTube, if it's guys like Connor Croft and Freddie McKinney, then I don't know. Maybe I'd consider taking their word for it, you know? But I mean, that's just me. These next few scans are going to be agonizing because we can't even get a visual on this. Yeah, it is capable of producing. I won't go as far as to say there's something on the ground, but if it just randomly decides to, poor Tatum, they're just gonna cop it. Along with anyone that's on US 380 and State Road 206. And there's like a whole RV park right here. West Broadway, East Broadway, Main Street. It's gonna be like right on the edge of the circulation if it does do it. Oh, thank the Lord, I finally got a scan to come in. It just took 10,000 years. This is so frustrating because I just don't like. I like having an idea of what's going on, and I really kind of don't in this one. No, but we have a really odd situation kind of occurring here. There is no tornado warning for this, but if you look up on this scan, so we have a unwarned storm that definitely looks like it's at the very least spinning and has been for a bit. They just recently put tornado possible tag on it. The thing is though, if it just randomly decides I'm gonna produce, it's gonna do it right over a town. So I don't know. I don't know if they're trying to play conservative here, or I'm not sure. Or if there's something that they know that I don't. But storm chasers are on this storm. They're saying that this looks pretty sus. It definitely looks like it's spinning. So I don't know. I'm just like, well, I'm gonna figure it out. Or yes, we're all gonna figure this out together. Then to go along with it, since we're near mountains here, I'm actually having to change the radar tilt too, which really sucks because right where the rotation is, it seems like there's mountainous terrain here, and I can't get a clear view of what's going on. It's like literally a hole right there. But when I look here, look at that. Of course, I'm looking higher up into the atmosphere. Well, that's even better. So no one knows what the hell's going on. But yeah, they're saying that there is ridiculous. As if he could see anything either. They put tornado possible tag on it. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think tornado possible really gets people to move though. It could be. I mean, if guys like Connor and Freddie couldn't see it, I'm pretty sure Matt wouldn't fare much better. I'm just saying. And there's no hate. And there's no hate towards Matt. I have no issues with Matt at all. But if those guys can't see it, I doubt he would be able to see it either.
Oh, excuse me.
But yeah, this storm's giving me a headache. I thought I was gonna be offline about 10 minutes ago, but I just want to see. I'm really intrigued. I want to see what this decides to do. Simply for the sake of, if this goes through town, that's gonna really suck. I hope that it nothing happens. But if it does, then what the heck, man? Whose feed are you watching? I know I can't show it, obviously, but whose feed are you watching? Is it Freddy? Is it Connor? Connor. General people who do not have radar. Even general people who do have radar might not know. It's like, okay, there's a tornado possible, but it doesn't mean there's anything going on. So I'm not going to worry about it. That's probably the mindset of most people. And that's the issue. Amputee, that's you. That's the thing. Not everybody's going to think of it like you will. I wish people did think like you, but unfortunately, they're not blessed with the same level of awareness as you. I can't lie. I would halfway be tempted to go outside too. Like an idiot. Do as I say, not as I do. Because if you do as I do, you would probably end up in some trouble. You'd probably end up in some serious kimchi, just like me. I just want it to pass town at least. If it's gonna do it. I sure hope it's just a gust front and some dust. Because if it isn't, then what the hell? Honestly, what the hell? After this passes, I'm done because I'm this is making my head hurt, man. Hi, Renita. Cause I'm trying my best to rationalize this to the fullest extent of my abilities, but I don't know. I genuinely do not know anymore. Couldn't agree with you more on that, ATR. I honestly could not agree with you more. Yeah, the more I think about, yeah, because like the more I think about the storm, the more it gives me a headache, the more it makes me mad. And I figure some people that, like a lot of people, don't understand storm anxiety or even anxiety with bugs, like I had when I was a kid, for example. Like I used to be scared of bees because I got stung right here when I was like 4 years old, like right here, where I was pointing my finger. So yeah, whenever bees would like fly across like the walkway, then I would be like, nope, that's exactly how I was. And it was funny that once I started actually learning about bees, wasps, hornets, and all that stuff, I actually started to fear them a little less. Nowadays, I'll even get buck with wasps. I'll be like, hey, like I remember the other day, one of these wasps tried to land on my neck after it was trying to mess with one of my coworkers. I was like, I almost killed it, just flat out. Ladybugs. Some people just don't do flying insects at all. I mean, I get it, but I don't know, ATR media. I can't even. I'm done trying to figure it out, man. That's what I've been saying, but I can't rationalize it. You used to be scared of butterflies. Wow. Because of SpongeBob. But SpongeBob is for kids. I've had stink bugs crawl on me. Those don't scare me. I just don't want to kill them while they're on me. Because good luck getting rid of the scent. What I do often when I would have a stink bug land on me, I'd just thump it off, just be like, go away. Be grateful, Torex. Stink bugs don't really stink unless you kill them. That's why they're called stink bugs. You don't want to, I'm telling you, you don't want to smell a dead stink bug because it's no fun. But yeah, if the only way you smell a stink bug is if you kill it, and you will know immediately if you killed a stink bug. Trust me, it never fails. But that, like I said, that's why I just like thump them off of me. Now, one thing that I have been hating over the last few months has been carpet beetles. Those jokers are annoying. They're very clumsy. They'll land on you, and yeah, they'll sometimes do that little wing beat noise in your ear. I absolutely hate that. I absolutely hate wing beat noises. The wing beat noise, it pisses me off. Like, makes me want to crash out and just like, make it stop. Something about the frequency just like gets me to jump. You threw a snake in the lake after it landed on you. I'd probably do the same thing. I can't blame you. Not gonna lie, probably would throw a snake off of me as well. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I think we're about to be raided again. uh Brady. Now wait, just oh god, they're all gonna start sing. They're all coming in with meow. This is contingents. This is your dream come true, man. They're all cat lovers like you. Hi, Brady. Hi, everyone. Oh no. Oh, there he is. There he is. Let me make sure that I'm pronouncing it right. Natalie. Notches make NATOs. There it is. There it is. Hey, what's up? What's up, Michael? So, Natalie, right? Okay. Because I'm terrible with names. That's one thing about it. I am terrible with names. Torat. Wait. It's going so fast. Thank you. Welcome back, Intel. Oh boy, here we go. Here they come. Holy cow. Everybody's here all at once. Holy cow. Holy cow. Hey, Mama G, welcome back. Hey, Mark. There it is. Contingents, there you go, man. Appreciate you tuning in, Mike. Notches make NATOs. Oh, this is cool. Hey, Debbie, JT, Midwesty, Tank Girl, Samuel, Cody, Panic. Show us your boobs. That should be a. That should be a. That should be an emoji or something. Hey, what's up, Whisker? Beach Bum, Michelle, Cali Cats. Yeah, contingents just kind of gave a brief statement as to why we're still alive right now, because I'm so confused about what's going on with this storm here. This is probably one of the most suspicious storms that I've seen that it hasn't been tornado warned, but I'm also trying to understand why it isn't. I don't know what to think at this point. So basically what's going on right now is this supercell really ramped up in the next, really like ramped up over the last like 10-15 minutes. Hey, Sam. Thanks, Brady. Appreciate it, man. I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't know about you, but I'm so confused about this Tatum storm. This is Tatum, New Mexico. This storm is so confusing to me. All right. Hey, what's up, Anthony? Ooh, another storm chaser. Yeah, that's why I was asking Brady, because I'm like, so I'm so confused with this storm over towards Tatum right now because of the fact that this thing really ramped up with its velocity, especially if you were to like look at the second tilt here. Now it's not looking so great, but like if I was looking at it about maybe 4 or 5 scans ago, one could argue that it was trying to at least do a little something, but I don't know. Anthony is with you? Oh, nice. Wow. Uh-oh. The 25-mile rule. When the rotation is inside loop. Okay. Oh, nice, Brandon and Carissa. Favorite metalcore band? Well, if you're gonna, if you're going just off of metalcore alone, I would say Trivium. Uh, yeah, that definitely, definitely would be need to be a thing. Contingents. You work at too many places at once. I feel that. Ooh, Mike, you like Attila? Respect. Yeah, I'm hoping I can see them on the 14th. Not sure if I'll be able to or not. One thing about it is I hate missing streams. And unfortunately, I missed the stream last night, which I'm really bummed out about. I'm not a huge fan of Symphony X, but I've listened to them a little bit, and they're not terrible. Yeah, I've heard that a lot about Attila. I've had a few friends that listen. I have a few friends that listen to them, but never really got the chance to go to their live show. But yeah, Trivium is my favorite metal core band. But out of all the bands I listen to, my favorite is actually Insomnium from Finland. All right, JT. What's my take on this cell? Man, this cell's giving me a headache. That's my take on this cell. I don't know what to think of it anymore, man. I start to think that okay, this is going outflow dominant. Then all of a sudden, it just takes in a crap ton of inflow, starts to spin up again, and now it's doing the thing where it looks like the notch is closing up again. But then next thing you know, yeah, it's just yeah, that is a great title, taunting table, Tatum. See, I can't even speak straight because of this thing. Yeah, it's being googie. I don't even know anymore, man. Like, I'm literally just like, can you please make up your mind, please? Like, please, just help me figure out what it is that you were trying to do. Help me. I would say help me help you, but you're not here to help me. But this storm has been giving me all sorts of fits. It doesn't even know what it wants to do. It doesn't even know what it wants to do. And like I've been changing the tilt. I've been going to tilt 2, tilt 3. It looks like it's dying again, but I literally said that like 30 minutes before. Yes, the storm's having a full-on identity crisis. You saw the heat coming out of the Gulf is feeding these cells. Yeah, actually that is true. This storm can't get its poop in a group. that's that's a good one actually. So in other words, you're saying that it's constipated. And that's what you're saying. In other words, you're saying it's constipated. I think we've all been there. There you go, Mike. All right, Linda, have a good night. Hello, Erica. Oh my god. So yeah, this storm. So all right, chat. The storm's constipated now. We figured it out. We figured it out. The storm's constipated. That's the explanation. That's why it didn't get a tornado warning. The guys in Lubbock, they saw it. They're like, no, this storm has to go to the bathroom, but it doesn't have any laxatives. Okay, I need to stop. I need to stop. Oh man. Drone airdrop. Hey, somebody said the store can't get its food. The store needs to eat more vegetables. I hope somebody's clipping this. Nope. 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 I'm removing that comment just to leave it as it was before, Mia. I'm glad you're clipping this, Torex, because that needs to be a blooper at the end of the year. I haven't. I remember the first year I started this channel, I made a blooper video or a blooper compilation of all the mistakes I made in 2022. I need to. I haven't made one for 2023 or 2024. And then, well, I guess we're gonna just pretty much be doing the next 3 years. I don't even know how long that video. Okay. Rookie comment of the year, Panic Studio. Okay. Really? Hold on. My brain is. Oh wow, there's so much going on at once. It's kind of funny. All right, let me do a sounding. Hey, Will. I'm actually really sorry I haven't gotten a chance to be down there. I've been getting back to the shop at like probably like 3 o'clock, and then having to go straight home to cover weather or yeah. Oh yeah, I've looked into WSB3. The only problem is it's not cheap. I can't afford it right now, unfortunately. Would love to have it, but I do not have the funds. Yeah, Will here's one of my coworkers. He works in a different division though. Okay, now it finally looks like it's going outflow dominant. I hope. I said that before. And then, yeah. It sounded like it wanted to. Try not to say it. I'm trying not to say it. How can I tell if it's going outflow dominant? Well, let me try to see if I can adjust the playback speed so it's not going too fast. Yeah, definitely clip all of this. I'm trying not to say something else stupid. Oh no. All right. Chat, should I just say it? Should I just go and outright just say something really stupid? Okay. So I said that this storm went outflow dominant previously, and then it sounded like it was about to have the big bowel movement. And then the hole closed right back up. I'm sorry. It inflowed the outflow. It needs to code 200. If my mom was on here right now, she would be disappointed in me. Because she used to be a registered nurse. The out the outflow is runny. I'm sorry, Michael. Yeah, the air is getting a little more stable too. From what I was looking at earlier on HRRR, it was about maybe an hour ago. It was right when the OOZ run was coming in. It did look like these storms are kind of getting choked out. There was maybe one of these. Heck on it. You guys are freaking terrible. You're a terrible influence on me, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But all foolishness aside though. Yeah, we're losing the daytime heating to go along with it. Oops. That's not what I wanted to get. That's not what I wanted to get rid of. I wanted it to be a little smoother. There. Yeah. Yeah, I remember the zero ZH triple R thinking that these storms are gonna go, and for the most part, it has been verifying. We had multiple storms over here that had severe thunderstorm warnings for 2 inch hail. Yeah, yeah. If it's 64, 61, then that's clipped. That is like absolutely clipped. Yeah, because even the storms further off towards the south are starting to die. Because that Fort Stockton one, I think, had a severe thunderstorm warning for, I think it was ping pong sized hail, or it did earlier. But there were two severe thunderstorm warnings over here. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I've mistaken this for the crane storm. But this storm here had 2 inch hail tagged with it. It still does. But when did this get issued? 29 minutes ago. It's in the middle of nowhere, so odds are that it might not get updated. But yeah, but the trend I was noticing from HRRR is like once we got towards like 11, 12 o'clock, these storms were really going to start to go away. And so far, it looks like it's been right. Like by the time it got past the Texas New Mexico border, it was going to be the end of it. But let me dang, I wish there was a way I could manually control the scans on here. I like what Weatherwise is doing though as a whole here. But yeah, see how that it formed this inflow notch here? And I was thinking, okay, it's gonna try to do something. And then notice how it kind of bent back. I don't know if it was, I think it was Mike that had asked me that question earlier. But yeah, you can see how this kind of bends back. Yeah, it's going dogleg now, so we're pretty much losing it at this point. The inflow is just about gone. We'll probably see a really good reflection of it in the velocity scans here to go with it. And I'm actually kind of familiar with this area as far as like tracking things on radar, because we covered this last year. Marshmallow Claw. Well, whenever the stream does end, I'm looking forward to that ice cream that I have in the freezer. Don't talk to me about sweets right now. It's going minion, my guy. Yes, I do. Yeah, I really like what they're doing. I'm looking forward to seeing what they have in store for us in the future. Yeah, I have chocolate chip cookie dough tonight. I have I have that, and I think there was I think I have that and just like regular vanilla in there. I always try to save the vanilla in case we end up getting getting like an apple pie from a food pantry or something, or from my mom's church. Like sometimes my mom will get like extra food from her church and she'll offer it. Still have half a hoagie. That sounds nice too. Ironically, guys, I have nachos at the house right now. Had some ground turkey, and I actually got some jalapeno taco shells too, which is really good. Nachos con queso, yes. Well, I don't have the queso. I just have like sharp cheddar cheese that I just kind of improv melted. I don't have the real. I don't have the liquid gold, sadly. The sharp cheddar is good though. Don't sleep on that. Hey, they said. Hey, they're the ones that said not just make NATO's, Mia. It's not my fault. It's not my fault at all. All right. Dang, I wish I could play guitar, but I hurt my hand at work this week. Like my wrist is kind of banged up. Why are you apologizing? There's no need to apologize. Huh? So down south near Sanderson is picking up with metal detection. Due is 81 to 64. Hmm. Okay. Let's see. I'm so glad they added the search bar, by the way. That makes life so much easier. Alright, let's take a look at it. I mean, we saw the scan. Oh, wow. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard many people talk about that band in a minute. I used to really like All That Remains. Their new album is pretty solid, but for me, nothing really could outdo The Fall of Ideals or Overcome, or really even the older albums. I like their old stuff a lot. But for me, my favorite metalcore band is Trivium. My favorite metal band as a whole is Insomnium. Insomnium's melodic death metal. Yeah, I remember that album. Yeah, I remember listening to a few of the singles off of that. I thought it was pretty good. Inui Breathes Malice? Now that I've not heard of. Ah. Ooh, Sleep Token. Lorna Shore, I love them. Absolutely love Lorna Shore. I can never get a ticket to see them live because as quickly as they go on sale here, they sell out just as fast. Like I was trying to see them last year. Tried to see them about a couple years ago, 3 years ago. Same thing. Those guys are on fire right now. And I just want to hear Will screaming live just once. But yeah, once that song To the Hellfire came out, that was it. That was all that it need. That was all that we needed. Yeah, I know. And then on top of that, I'm really excited that they got that bass player too to add along with that. That's what I've heard. I've heard that from everybody. Is that Will sounds even better live, which is crazy. It did outflow the inflow. Hmm. Okay, so it was Zachary, was it, that said Sanderson's looking like it's trying to cook? It does look like it. It does look like it's trying. There's a way I could probably see the hail. I could probably just do that. This storm is projected to cause such damage as blowing some twigs around. Hide your pets. Yeah, okay, VILs are maxed. I've never had a chance to go to a festival. I want to go to one this year. I want to go to rock. I think it's Louder Than Life that I want to go to. Sanderson, Texas. Were we live for that one? Jeez, man. There's so many. There were so many live streams last year that I can't even remember them all. No, Louder Than Life I think is in Louisville. Contingents is mean, folks. I'm just kidding. He's cool. He's a cool dude. Yeah, no, I do notice that. It's looking like it's gonna stay pretty rural. But yeah, shout out to everyone who said me out. That made Contingence's night, I'm sure. Contingence has been real busy too, so he hasn't been able to catch as many live streams. Yeah, I think. Uh, well, I don't think I know much about incarceration, but yeah, I got a buddy that actually lives not too far away from Louisville. So if I can, I'm definitely gonna be trying to go to that. It's in September, I think. I think like maybe mid late September. But yeah, the lineup on that festival is absolutely stacked. I think Trivium's gonna be there too. But what I'm trying, if there's anything I'm trying to go to, it's probably gonna be on the 14th. I'm gonna probably try to see. I'm probably gonna try to catch Bullet and Trivium next month. It'd be really cool to see like Arch Enemy and Fit for an Autopsy again. Ah, you like Bad Omens? Nice. Rebecca Black. I don't. Where is she supposed to be at? Louder Than Life. Wow, I'm sure you guys heard my clavicle pop. I'm still sporting a shoulder injury from work too. So if you hear a couple bones from up here popping, I apologize. Cuban? That's a thing? Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Rebecca Black, surprisingly. Sounds like sounds like she's got a super interesting song there. All right. Let's see what we got here. She's doing that weird donut hole, and I think the draw is closing on that inflow notch now. Because, yeah, this isn't looking anywhere near as impressive as it did about maybe 3 scans ago. Oh, of course. Same thing with gingers. The same thing with Lorna Shore. I can never see them because their tickets sell out so fast. Like literally, I could go a week. Like literally, I was like, okay, I have a shot to go see these guys. I'm gonna have to wait 1 week because this kind of fell at a time where I'm not able to. Well, I'm not able to buy the ticket. 1 week later, Atlanta sold out. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man. It's not fair. Ah, I kind of know what you're talking about. Yeah, Ginger loves the Northeast in particular, especially over towards Boston. A lot of people underestimate Boston in regards to like being a metal town. They're very active over there. Like Boston is really rich when it has really rich history when it comes to metal in its own right. It's not necessarily a New York or Florida or anything like that, but they have a really good fan base over there. Yeah, I haven't really tried to go out of town for shows much. I've only ever done it once, and that was to see Insomnium as a headliner for the first time in 2017. A friend of mine and we ended up having the stars align, and we were able to go. And it was one of it to this day. I think that's still my favorite concert of all time. It's at a small little club. Got to even drink with the band afterwards. That was an incredible experience. Yeah, I know what you're talking. I know which one you're talking about. I think it's well, actually they have a few songs like that. Who's gonna be the one is the one that comes to mind for me though. I actually have a flag from a band that's around that region contingents. Have you heard of Begat the Nephilim? I saw them for the first time after we started being able to go to live shows again in 2021. I saw them with Cataclysm, and it was one heck of a show. Vigat is a like black and deathcore band, I think, though. But the guys were really cool, and they put on a pretty good performance. But yeah, I saw them with Cataclysm and I think a couple other bands. I can't remember the names. All right, so looking at this storm here, probably give this maybe a couple more scans, and I'm willing to bet that that inflow notch is going to be no more. Ah, if only my wrist wasn't hurt so bad. I'd play you guys something, but I don't think I have it in me right now because I can't even warm up the way I want to. I almost feel like I would rather the wrist of my picking hand. Uh, well, the problem is with my job. Well, yeah, just so you guys know, I do have a regular job. KDFX. Ah, okay. So I was looking a little too far away. Let's look at this from the 0.9. That looks a little better. Okay, that was a terrible idea. No. I did not get a support brace. I just figured, oh, you got guard on once. Wow. But no, I didn't put a support brace on. I just figured I just have to tough it out for a couple more days. Oh, I know about St. Angelo. I think that's a little. Well, it does look better on St. Angelo actually, more so than it does. Yeah. Oh yeah, my buddy that I was talking about that lives in Kentucky. He's a big fan of them. I didn't know they actually had them as an opener. That's good on them. But yeah, to answer your question though, Mama G, no, I didn't get a support brace. I just figured I had a couple more days left to work this week, and then I should be fine. But yeah, I mainly feel it whenever I kind of push down. So trying to play guitar is like really hard. Ryan Hall's live. He's live right now. That's a shocker. That's a real shocker. 'Cause I would say this event is just about over. So if he's live now, that kind of gives me a thought as to what could be occurring with Monday here. Okay, no, he's not live. I was about to say, what the heck, guys? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think if I got bigger, I would try to do that, but I don't know how well that would work. Like, I remember when you guys all came in at once. I was like, whoa, whoa! I gotta figure out how to. I gotta make sure I sift through everyone's name here. So I was kind of struggling with that for a bit. But yeah, his extra channel is always live, which is crazy. How he set that up, I do not know. But more power to him. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I wouldn't. I mean, I'd like to get there, but I also would love to try to be as one on one as I could be, as like physically possible. Well, not physically possible, but virtually possible. All right, Sam. Yeah, he's done a great job. I will give him that. I have to give him that for sure. Actually, just ignoring chat and doing your thing is how you handle big numbers. Dang, that feels almost kind of cruel, but it's honestly the truth. Like there have been times where I've had to do that, even though I've had a pretty small chat. Yeah, he does. He does. That too. Jimmy Eat World? Ooh. I feel like I've heard of them before. I feel like I've heard of those guys. Man, there's so many. Well, I try to be late. I'm a laid back person for the most part. I try to be down to earth, man. It's just easy to be that way. Like what you see is what you get with me. I just like to listen to heavy music. That's all. I haven't even played music this stream actually, which is kind of weird. I was I guess I was a little too fixated on the live discussion earlier today because I'm trying to gear up for Monday. I'm just hoping that, I have the opportunity to even be live or be there on time because I have no idea what the work day has in store for me because I've been getting my butt kicked at work, man. Injured my tailbone even. Like, what the heck? Injured my tailbone, my hand, my shoulder. Disturbed has a new single? I actually didn't know that. Yes and no. So, on Wednesday, we were trying to. No contingents. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. But, but no, I fell and I didn't fall. So on Wednesday we were at work. We had storms bearing down on us. Actually, we were out. Of course, my job's outside. I'm a landscaper. So I had an aerator, and one thing about downtown Atlanta, like a lot of the homes, they have like their lawns are sloped. There's like huge slopes on them. So what I do to keep myself safe a lot of the time is I'll kind of go forward and backwards on there with the aerator. I set the tines down, go up the hill, then go back down, then kind of let myself fall back down. I was kind of keeping track on things because I knew there was something bearing down on us. I heard a rumble of thunder and it distracted me. I ended up going down the hill and I end up smacking a crepe myrtle tree like right at the trunk. Ended up hurting my tailbone because I had to keep the aerator off of me, so I ended up taking a couple steps back a little too quickly. And then, yeah, that's how that happened. Last week, I ran over a divot in the lawn and I ended up dislocating my shoulder. And that's also how I ended up hurting my wrist. So, yeah, a little banged up. Thank you, contingents. This is one of our contingents, by the way, is one of our day ones here. He's been here since the second stream, maybe third. What are you asking me, or are you asking contingents? But oh wow, you haven't eaten yet, contingents? Yeah, you definitely need to do that. Oh, me? I don't know. You tell me. But yeah, the funniest thing about Wednesday too was right after that first rumble that I heard, which wasn't like super close. I asked one of my coworkers, like, "You heard that too, right? That was thunder." Uh, then shortly after that, we were finishing up that yard. Lightning bolt passes right over our head and strikes, like not like less than a mile away. Me and my coworker, we look at it. We look at each other. We're like, okay, yep, time to go. Said, nope, we're out of here. But yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I can be clumsy, but I just got distracted there. Normally, I don't make that mistake. But yeah, I was just, but more often than not, whenever I would get hurt at work, it's because I get really aggressive because I'm trying to get done. Like I said, I knew that, there were storms coming. I knew that once we ended up under a storm, our work day was done. We still had 4 jobs left that day. So I was just trying to rush. I just overdid it. Not much more to it than that. Alright, Mia. Hope you feel better. Have a good night. I'm probably going to head off of here in a few minutes myself. I think, Mia, you might actually have been there since like the first stream or maybe first couple of streams as well. Yeah, long day on Monday. It looks like it's going to be one of those kinds of days where as soon as I get home from work, I'm going to be streaming and I'm probably just going to be eating at the computer desk. Yeah, I know some of y'all are new here, but we've been around for about 3 years actually. And we've been streaming for about 2. And we've covered some pretty crazy events. We covered March 31st, 2023. We covered a multitude of hurricanes, including Helene and many others. Yes, please, definitely do. Whether it's me or someone else's chat, or someone else's stream, not chat. Yeah, I'm tired. Or someone else's stream, definitely just have a way to stay ahead of the weather. I'm gonna have to go on a hurricane chase. Hey, I'm down for whatever, really, at this point. I'm really down for whatever. I'm ready to, like, especially once I get my vehicle up and running again. Everything else will I'm pretty much down for whatever. I got Skyborn certified earlier this year, so I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to get out there. I just hate that I missed peak part of season over here. So yeah. So only thing that, and the funniest thing was when I did the webinar, I was kind of bummed because I'm like, all I thought I was gonna learn something new. All of this stuff I already knew. Oh yeah, just like singing along the lyrics and whatnot. Sorry, Brandon. I wish my wrist wasn't so banged up, because they could tell you I actually play guitar in here from time to time. But unfortunately, because of that, I have not practiced this week, and I will probably sound like absolute dog turd if I try and play. So yeah, yeah, I really want to, like, I really want to try, but I already know that I won't be able to hack it. Oh, dude, where were you a few years ago? I was actually in a band. I was rhythm guitar and vocals. I did do a couple of leads every once in a while, but the one thing that we were looking for in our group was a drummer, man. We were looking for a drummer for ages. Then eventually the band fell apart due to reasons. I mean, you know how that can go. It could be a heavy hurricane season. I mean, but really, when you think about it, all it takes is one storm. That's one thing I've always kept in the back of my mind. Because this really seems like an average hurricane season. The big wild card is that loop current in the Gulf. Oh, wow. That sucks. I wish. I don't wish that, but yeah, the band's breakup on my end. The name of our band was Desolate Oasis, but our band's breakup was a lot messier, and it wasn't because someone got sick. Ooh, in Columbus, that's a ride. I can't lie. I don't know if it will work out for bands, but maybe if the opportunity presented itself, I would love to chase them at least. All right, that's awesome. Screw cancer, man. Screw cancer. Man, you guys are crazy. Like, I literally just randomly decided to look on the analytics for the stream. Just this huge spike that's just popped up. Like, what in the world? Oh, you're a breast cancer survivor, Mama G? That's I'm glad you're still with us. Oh, that's awful. Like, just I'm grateful that it's only my wrist that's hurt, but I couldn't imagine what it would be like to give up guitar. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of work cuz I have four guitars and two basses, but whenever I do get to play, it's probably one of the most calming things for me. Ugh. Wow. Jeez. And he had and it was to the brain directly. Jeez. Can only imagine. Yeah, anyone who's a cancer survivor is truly a warrior, and no one can take that away from you. I salute you guys 100%. Like, and I thought my some of the old injuries I had on my shoulder were bad. I can only imagine what that's like. Also, just like Contingents had said earlier, if anyone is interested in joining the Discord, feel free. Because one thing that I want to know is What are you like? If there's any NFL fans here, what are your thoughts on the draft? Like, because I'm a big football fan. I'm not gonna lie. I'm also a big NASCAR fan. Really excited for that Talladega race tomorrow. By the way, it's my favorite track. Has been since I've been about 8 years old. So yeah, I've been watching NASCAR for over 20 years. Nice. Oh yeah, I saw that. Hey man, ask Alfie, what does he have against Joey Logano, man? He took a shot at him on Twitter. Like, what the heck? What channel should we use to track? Use to track what, Torex? I'm confused. Ooh. Do you have any socials, Brandon? Oh, to track storms? Radar images. It was always radar images. Yeah, we always track them on radar images. I used to have the disc. I used to have that tweet bot, but once they started to charge more for it, I was like, what the heck? Or did they always charge for it? But yeah, paying 199 a month for that thing, it's crazy. This storm still looks like it wants to do it, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stay up with this thing the whole night. Wow. I have a Twitter, I have a Discord server, I have Instagram. I can put all the socials on here. Nice. Also, Griff is with him. I didn't know Griff was going too. No, I'm not. I'm not actually a Joey Logano fan, but I just saw the shot that Alfie took at him. I was like, dang, man, what did Joey do to you? Because he was saying, like, Joey Logano has 0 SEC championships. I'm like, dang. Like, you didn't have to do that. Me personally, I grew up and forever will be a Jeff Gordon fan, though. New meso detection? Dale. Probably back in the day we would have been rivals, but I have no issue with Dale, really. I never did. Unfortunately, by the time I became a NASCAR fan, we already had lost Dale, so there was that. Holy cow! I didn't notice how many people had voted on the 25-mile rule poll. Uh, oh yeah, yeah. I used to really like Matt Kenseth as well. Cletus. Yeah, I actually got to watch a little bit of the ARCA race when I was in the gym earlier today. But I do hope Cletus continues to race. I want to see him move forward. Maybe get into the trucks. I really think he would enjoy that. If he has more consistent runs, I definitely think that that would be possible, especially considering the following that he has too. At the very least, I would want him to cover the opener for next year's truck race. Greg Biffle, I haven't heard that name. Truck series? I don't think I've seen Cletus in the truck series. He's just been doing, I think he's only been doing ARCA races. Uh, yeah, I think he's strictly been doing ARCA. I don't think he's gotten into trucks yet. Like I said, though, I really think he would enjoy that. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, he's trying to get his foot in the door. Oh, that's my Twitter right there, by the way, right under my name. Okay, let's look at this again. Oh, so that's how you see that. Yeah, I was wondering how you were seeing the height, the base, uh, the base footage was 16K, the lowest. The strength index, though, I'm trying to figure out how you got that. That's interesting. Does this have a tornado possible tag? Nope. Yes, I do. Yeah, I have long hair in that Facebook. But yeah, Ty. But yeah, I have a Facebook. Same name, has my last name on there. Actually, I have a second YouTube channel where I've done like my fair share of guitar covers. I think it's this right here. No. Uh oh, okay, there it is. Streamlabs moves so slow sometimes. That's why I don't really use it much anymore. Yeah, you'll get to see me in action with guitar. Oh, that's why. Oh, what'd you think? That's where my best work has been so far. If I could practice more, if I could get back to a consistent practice regimen, I'd probably be able to post more. But also, I'm struggling to balance that between work and this. Yeah, the quality has been kind of hit or miss until recently. I just really started to get good at mixing and mastering now. So, yeah. Am I looking to start up another band by chance? I don't know. Thanks, Mama G. I don't know. I mean, I kind of think I'm just gonna do a solo project. That's that last band I was in was the second one that I was in. The first one never really got off the ground, and then everything just kind of went to chaos. So I'm not sure if I want to try to be in another band again. But then again, never say never. Um, I still play guitar, obviously, and I also do vocals as well. Yes, I do need that. You know what? Here's what we'll do to end the stream. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna let you hear the intro theme to the stream, because I made this about 2 years ago. Well, actually, the first riff I wrote back in 2021, a year before I even made the channel. I was just goofing around with a drum VST, and I was listening to a lot of Edge of Sanity, and, well, yeah, that's how it happened. But this is but here we go. Let me make sure that I have it unmuted here. Okay, there we go. All right. It's definitely feeling that way. It just feels like it was fate that Brady found my channel. It's just the intro right now. This is the main riff that I was talking about. I wrote this in 2021. Messing around with the drum DST. I wrote it in like maybe 30-45 minutes. And then the rest of the song is just kind of tied in together after that. Wow, this even lost a severe thunderstorm warning. I actually have a 7-string, and I'm using A standard here. So I'm on a 7-string, drop down a full step, basically. So A, D, G, C, F, A, D. I have other stuff that I'm working on, so I mean, if you want to hear some heavier stuff, then like I said, let's exchange info and we will be talking. Here's a solo. Once I release this fully, I'm actually gonna drop a playthrough video to it, of course. We have memberships on here. This part right here is actually what I use for the intro for the members. I wasn't even trying to plug it, but Torex knew the assignment. Torex knew the assignment, man. All joking aside, though, I have a couple other songs that I'm working on right now. Oh, I haven't even released this yet, Brandon. I'm trying to make sure I have the rights and everything squared away so that way no one steals this. 'Cause it took me forever to write this song. But yeah, basically I just have I haven't just have this stuff, like I've just recorded it and I've mixed it down. This is the closest I think I've been to a master. I think this will probably be the final master. I don't know yet. But yeah, if you wanna lay some drums down to that, let me know. Yeah, like it would devastate me if something like that would happen. Like I would probably just rage like you wouldn't believe. But yeah, I have multiple songs, or at least the outlines for a few songs, for multiple songs beyond this. Um, there's actually one riff. I'll give you guys a little teaser. I can't play it obviously. I'm not gonna play it out. But there's actually one song that I was inspired to write the riff from looking at the satellite of Hurricane Milton. Like I remember that so vividly. Just I remember it was a live discussion and the riff literally just popped into my head so randomly. And for weeks it did not leave. But yeah, the song structures are but yeah, the song structures that I have, at least for the weather, man, I want to play it. I want to play so bad. I don't think I've ever shown you this one, Torex. This is one that I've closely guarded. And I'm just about done with that song. And that's why I'm so pissed that I hurt my wrist. Because literally, I have the solo and the ending left to do for it. So, yeah, once my wrist is healed up, man, I'm going to town on that one. I already have it written out. Like I actually even have the solo tabbed out too, man. Like thank you. Definitely try. I definitely try. But yeah, man, the problem is right now, it's like whenever I go down like this, that's when it hurts the most. Like going up, like down picking is probably what hurts the most, and I have a very heavy hand when I play. Like the triplets that you were hearing in that song. That song does have a name, by the way. It's called As the Clouds Draw Near. I actually have a crazy music video idea behind that too. But what was I saying? But yeah, I have a very heavy picking hand. So, like when you hear the triplets, like that stuff, yeah, like that's all this right here. But yeah, I just need this to recover quickly. Hopefully by next week it should be all right, and hopefully severe weather slows down just a little bit so we get a break. Same actually when it comes to guitar. I actually used to play drums a long time ago, but I never was able to go to the point of like metal or anything. Back then I wasn't into it. I was a late bloomer when it came to metal, truthfully. I got into metal actually by the time I was 15. Oh yeah, I did. I just haven't talked to anyone. I'm super, believe it or not, like outside of the channel, like I'm super shy. Like I have a hard time finding the nerve to like talk to people, which kind of sucks. Or did I? Or did I join his service? I don't think. Nah, actually, I don't think I joined it. I thought I did. I joined Stormfront. Yeah, Griff joined ours too. Yeah, he DM'd me the other day. Yeah, I see Stormfront, but I don't see. I don't see Spark. Yeah, if you could DM me that link, then I'll get on there right now. Not Stormfront, because I'm there. I think it's Spark Service. But yeah, I don't. But yeah, it's not even that. Oh, you have a dude. You have a full-on pearl. Ah, there you go. Appreciate you, Torex. What would I do without you? You too, Mama G. Thank you. Yeah, what would I do without many of you? I'm on there now though. I just need to strike up a conversation. I'm really just trying to get to a point where, like, a lot of this stuff, I don't mind doing the work. I just need to figure out how to find the resources I would need to do the work. Outside of that, I don't mind doing it. I have so many side projects here at home. It's ridiculous. Like I'm really, even though I'm into metal, I'm just a nerd. Who do I have winning the Western Conference? Sheesh, I don't watch too much basketball, Voyager, but I don't know. Who all has anyone been eliminated yet? Cuz I only think it's been 3 games. You want to know the crazy thing? Most of my guitars are not that expensive. They're very what a lot of people would consider to be like low end quality. I have a good amp though. I have a old. It's about 10 years old now, maybe a little older than that actually. But I have a PV Viper VIP3. Great guitar amp though. And I just mainly use the 6505 setting and the 6534. Use a little bit of the onboard effects, then go through my DAW, add a little compression, a little bit of verb delay, add a limiter, maybe a little bit more compression. That's about it. The mix is very simple. I don't really go too crazy. Not too quickly, I should say. Whoa! Thank you, Mama G. Oh, that takes me back. The VC Rich Warlock. One of my first bandmates, that was his first guitar. That, man, great memories on that one. Great memories. He had the red tribal paint on his, too. I'm still cool with him, though. Like, I mean, he was one of the, like, man, and he caught on so fast, too, man. Like, he was really good. I hate that he had to leave. But he was just trying to pursue some stuff in his own life. He was trying to pursue his own ambitions, and I respect it. Yeah, I'm still cool with him. I talk to him every once in a while. He's not subbed to this channel, though. So, daggone it, Enrique, what are you doing? I'm just playing. I actually kind of hope I could talk him into going to the Trivium and Bullet show on the 14th. I really think I'm going to try to go. I would just feel really bad if I did decide to go and severe weather happened. I would have mixed feelings about it. Because I really hate missing streams. Like the Friday event, like yesterday, all those tornadoes, like I just could not. The Velcro What? The Velcro what? No, I don't know who those are, and I don't know how to even pronounce that. I don't know how to pronounce that at all. Guess we gotta add your roll here now. Pygmies. Yeah, that threw me for a loop. Dang, you poured some serious coin into that. Yeah, I don't know who the Velcro pygmies are. I think I've heard that name though. Like I've heard a whole bunch of names, but I could never like piece together their any music hardly. Oh, wait a minute. I think I have heard of them. The Velcro pygmies. Where do they perform? I think I've heard of them. I think I have heard of them. Or where are they based out of, I should ask. Cam is the original member. Everywhere. Where are they based out of? Kentucky? I think I have heard of them. I gotta ask my buddy Jordan. My buddy Jordan might know because that's the one who lives near Louisville that I might be going to that festival with. Max is the bassist. I don't know him on a name to name basis, unfortunately, but I know who. Wow. Okay. Max War. I thought you were about to say Max Velocity. I was about to say, wait, what? Max does what? Yeah, I was about to say Max does what? When was I gonna learn about this? When was I gonna learn about this? Oh man, that would have been funny. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom now. I haven't gone to the bathroom even once during this stream. I'm going crazy. You guys have kept me on here for an extra hour and a half. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Really appreciate you guys. Really do. But yeah, Zildjian, you can't go wrong with those. Check Chase out. Okay. Yeah, I got a long list of stuff to check out now. I have a long list of stuff I need to check out. Please do. That's some interesting stuff right there. All right, so, uh, well, dang. I hate to leave, but I know it's getting late. It's not really much more for us to cover here. I mean, yeah, that storm is still there, but honestly, this is staying pretty rural and it's not doing much anything. We're more focused on music and everything else. Yeah, you are right about that. I got some viewers here who also have storm anxiety too, so trying to keep them calm is going to be interesting. I hope that they'll be all right. But thank you all for tuning in. I hope to catch you all on the forecast video tomorrow. Could have a live now of you playing us covers. If only I could, man. If only I could. Like, I want to so bad. Like the first thing I said to myself when that storm started dying out is like, well, I could probably play guitar. Then I started checking my wrist. I was like, oh, well, the problem is if I try to play any of the covers that I've done outside of maybe like one or two bands, stream gets taken down. It's happened a couple of different times. So unfortunately, I can't do that. There's maybe like one or two songs that I could play, and that's about it. And sadly, my favorite band is the main one where like the songs get taken down, but it's not even the band that's doing it. It's some UMG media group that's doing it. The band doesn't mind me doing their covers at all, but I don't know. Because I've done like, I think, five, maybe six Insomnium covers, and then I have a couple others that I never got to release. So, but yeah, anytime I play any of those audio clips, copyright blocked. I'm just grateful I didn't get a channel strike. Because I have one guy from Indiana, he'll ask me to play Avenged Sevenfold, and there's a couple songs I know from them. But I can't play them on stream. Yeah. That's crazy, man. I don't understand how they can even do that. Yeah, and that's particularly why I'm trying to get the rights to my song. So that way YouTube can't even try me because I know they would. Be like, no, this is mine. This is 100% mine. And I know his was too. That's the thing. YouTube tried to claim an probably one of my favorite original creators out there. His name's Killer Buckeye. Yeah, that's what I can't stand either. It infuriates me. Like that. Like I said, it's the main reason why I never released the song because I would love to do a playthrough of you for you guys whenever I'm better. In fact, when you that first stream, like I didn't do it obviously, but I was really tempted. I was just like, I could do it. I was like, no, because I still practice that song. But yeah, I would love to show you what I've worked on too. I would love to do that for members even, but I'm scared to do that just in case it goes wrong. That's bogus, man. I could probably do that. Well, probably not. So, interesting fact, by the way, before I go. Hey, welcome back to the Members Club, Torex. Holy cow. Oh, wow. Yeah, for years, actually, I stopped playing guitar covers on YouTube because I was actually the first one to cover a particular Insomnium album from start to finish shortly after it came out. But three of those videos ended up getting blocked worldwide. I was so I was so unhappy about that. I just didn't even want to play anymore after that. I was just like, what am I like? Literally, I even labeled it. I did the Copyright Act thing. I did everything that I could, and they gave me a channel strike. I was like, geez, what more do I have to do to prove that A, this isn't my song, and B, my intent is not to steal from these guys. They're my favorite band. And even if they weren't my favorite band, I don't have any desire to do any harm to them. I mean, for Christ's sake, I even met the guys and had beers with them. But I guess that wasn't enough. Well, I appreciate that, Torex. Ooh, Angel of Death, man. And that's why you don't see guitar covers or music covers much anymore. Yeah, man, you've been a great addition to the channel as both a mod and just in general, man. It's been great to have you. It really has. Also, y'all, Torex over here, he has his own channel too. He does documentaries, like of previous events. So, do me a favor before the stream ends, before I end the stream in the next few minutes. Definitely need to sub to his channel. Have I checked out Kerry King's new band? I have only seen bits and pieces. Oh, you are? Awesome. Yeah, Torex has some really good docs, and I've been hearing about some future plans that he has. Obviously, I'm not gonna tell you because that's his place, but from what he's told me, there's some stuff to be excited about for sure. I'm looking forward to it. I've heard bits and pieces and I liked what I heard. I mean, I like Slayer, but I've been somewhat preoccupied lately when it comes to music. Jeez. Jeez, man. So, alright. I guess I may as well throw it out there. Brandon, since you like Slayer, I've always wanted to cover Ditto Head. What do you think? Godsmack? There's nothing wrong with that. I have no issues with Godsmack here. Actually, my favorite song by them is one of the first songs that I learned on guitar. In my first year, it was oh no, it's dude, that's law. If you're a Slayer fan and a metalhead, you got to do it. I want to do it, but I feel like I would scare a few people if I did it. And then on top of that, I don't know if I'm really able to pull it off right now.
Fight Slayer!
There. Alright, I did it. Wasn't my best, but yeah. Yeah, I haven't done any vocals today, so I don't think it was my best. Shoot, man. Making me really excited to go to a Trivium show, go to a show. I'm really looking to see Trivium. Actually, Slayer is actually going to be at Louder Than Life this year. Metal Sync Sound. I could maybe do the Toilet. August Burns Red is solid. I like August Burns Red. I like old Bring Me the Horizon, not so much the new one. Same thing with Day to Remember. Like, as far as metalcore is concerned, I'm a big fan of like the 90s, early 2000s. Then after that, I don't hate it, but it's not the same. I mean, you can't deny that it's different. Job for a Cowboy, especially their old stuff. Holy cow. Oh Sleeper, I'm hit or miss with, I can't lie. I used to really love As I Lay Dying, though. I hate what happened with them, but it is what it is. I don't even want to talk about what happened. Like, I can't even listen to the music the same anymore. Cause like Phil and Nick were my favorites. Tim keeps getting in trouble, keeps doing stupid stuff, man. Ruined a great band, that's for sure. It really upset me when I it really upset me when that happened in 13, and then hearing about this stuff again, I'm like, man, I'm starting to think maybe, these guys might be legit. Yeah, especially with how other members was kind of how other members like Phil and Nick kind of grew apart. Like I remember seeing them playing in the in like the late 2000s into 2010. Like, they were a powerhouse. They could not be stopped. Like, everything that they touched seemed like it turned to gold. Like, from Shadows Are Security on all the way up to where Tim messed up. Just great music. Just album after album was a banger. Like, Phil probably was my favorite member. I loved the way he would write guitars. The reason I think that they'll probably still play is simply because the band's brand as a whole still will draw in up and coming musicians that are trying to make a name for themselves, and they'll probably play for them. But the band's overall reputation is so damaged to where I don't know if they're really gonna ever be the same, ever gonna come up again. Yeah, I loved that new album, and then right after that, we start hearing different stuff. So it was heartbreaking for me because I started listening to them in high school. That got me through some tough times, but daggone it, man. I can't condone that kind of behavior, man. I mean, you can try and say that you'll separate the music from the character of a person, but at what point do you draw the line? Maybe his first wife did have issues. Maybe his first wife was messing with him. But I don't know, man. I don't think it's the brand name. I just think that Tim has to go. I think it's Tim. I think As I Lay Dying would have been fine if Phil still had it. If it was owned by Phil. But Tim refuses to leave, so I hate to say that because I even met the guy. But I don't know, man. Yeah, he's the founder, so obviously that wasn't gonna. Him leaving the band was never gonna happen. So, yeah, man, this is making me sad. All right, guys, I gotta get off of here. I gotta go. I gotta gear up for a long week. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm gonna be looking for you on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you are, Brandon. I'll even shoot you my email. Yep. Phil and Nick were my favorites, man. Unstoppable duo on the strings. And then Jordan was my favorite drummer for a long time. But yeah. Anyways, good night, everybody. You all take care. And I will see you tomorrow, whether it's with another discussion stream or with a regular forecast video. But good night, everybody. Thank you, and also shout out to Brady for the raid. All right. Night. Thanks for tuning in, JT.